Keto Christmas? Hey folks, my name's Allie, it's Vlogmas Day 12 and it's also Christmas, so let's get started. So the reason keto is so important to me, especially around Christmas time, is because it was back in 2014 when somebody snapped a candid photo of me. And it was what shocked me into realizing, oh, I'm pretty overweight. And oddly enough, the number 320 didn't scare me off. It was that picture, because I was so used to taking selfies. And when we take selfies, you know, we're looking at ourselves in our phone or we're looking in the mirror. And I just didn't see what other people saw. I just saw, you know, my posing and like my face, and that was about it. So yeah, I took a picture that somebody else took of me during a Christmas party back 3 years ago now. For me to realize that I was in trouble. So thanks to keto, I don't look like that anymore, and I'm pretty happy with the way I look now. I'm healthy and I'm happy. I mean, if you ask me, things have greatly improved, so I'm pretty happy with where I am, and I really just have to thank keto for that. And I know this room is really girly. This is like my bedroom from when I was a kid. I'm at my mom's house. She went to the airport to pick up my sister 2 hours away. The airport's 2 hours away. My sister flew in from LA. So she's going to be back here around 7. The muscle's working and he's not going to be off till 5. And so it's just me. So I'm just going to start making food probably around 5:30. Getting things going because I got the ham and I'm just going to eat it cold because I'll be honest, I snacked a little bit. I had a little piece and it tasted really good cold, so I'm just going to eat it cold. That's the way we usually do anyway. We don't usually have it warmed or anything. So that's the plan, and I'll get back to you. P.S. I'm also very jingly today, if you haven't noticed. Very festive, so Merry Christmas. So it's about 4:30 and nobody's here yet because they're all working or driving or something, or flying. So I'm going to go ahead and set the table. So this actually isn't a table runner, it's actually a full length and full size tablecloth, but I don't know, it just looked too formal for it to be all covered, and I don't know, I'm kind of in charge of it, so we're gonna do it my way, and I folded it to make it like a table runner, and now let's put on some more decoration. Okay, there we go. There's our centerpiece. Faux table runner with candles and a tray. Pretty nice. So I have a couple options for placemats. This one we use for Thanksgiving, but in real life it's like almost really mustardy yellow, even though it's got like gold. It's supposed to be gold-y, you know, gold-ish. And I don't know, I'm kind of over it. It's kind of too formal for me. But then we have like this like country chic looking one. And I don't know, I'm just kind of into the whole minimal thing, and so I may not even use a placemat, so I don't know, I'll have to decide and then I'll show you what I come up with. Stay away from the fudge, Allie, save it for dessert, wait till everybody gets here. Eat some ham first. I still haven't decided about the placemats, but I did want to tell you the story about my new dishes. Well, they're not really new, they're old, but they're new to me. So ever since I got into Game of Thrones, I really wanted a set of metal dishes, like pewter dishes, and the only place that I had ever seen them before were Shoney's, like the restaurant, it's like a diner kind of with a buffet. Anyway, so they had these metal salad plates, and I was literally on the brink because I could not find any pewter plates anywhere like that were reasonable in price. So I was kind of like hatching this mastermind plan to just like take a plate, you know, borrow a plate, you know, go to all the different Shoney's across the country and get 8 of them. But luckily my aunt, I never did that, by the way. It was just kind of like a joke that we made. But luckily my aunt saved me from doing that, and she actually found some on the Facebook Marketplace. And so she brought me these like 3 huge boxes, like cardboard boxes of pewter and aluminum dinnerware. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that I'm going to pull out today. So these are what we used for Thanksgiving. These were like side dish plates where we scooped our side dishes from. And then this was like the meat plate, and my mom looked it up. It looks like a fish plate or something. Like these almost look like fish bones, but it's so that when you eat a steak, like all the juices like run into like the veins of the plate. And I think these ones are my favorite. They're just plain old dinner plates, and they're pewter, and I have to see, they're all made by different people, but this one is made by, I think it says pewter with a star. So yes, so I really like these, and they're exactly what I wanted. And I have some with like scrolling sides, but I'm kind of doing minimal right now, so I'm just going to use the clean ones. And then I have a couple big platters as well, and lots of other ones. I have drinking goblets, and like, I think they're like sherry glasses or like egg cups. I don't know. But there's like a gravy bowl. There's lots of different ones. So thank you, Auntie, for getting those for me. I really love my metal dishes. Well, you guys, I did end up searching through my mom's little cabinet down there, if you see it in the corner, and I did find some nice kind of rustic-y red ones for placemats. And we also have some green napkins, and I called her on the phone and I actually said, Mom, you know, where are the napkins at? And she said, I don't think we've ever had any napkins. And I said, I know we've had some, because I remember having napkin rings as a kid. I think I helped you shop for those. So I found them. I'm going to throw everything in the dryer just to straighten it out, because they're clean. They're just a little wrinkled from being stored away for so many years. And then, yep, I'm going to set the table with them. Okay, so the final product for the tablescape. Here we go. And then in the background we have the tree. So yeah, I am waiting on the muscle. He just got off work and he's heading this way, and he's gonna be here about an hour before my mom gets here, and then so I'm just gonna start cooking here in a minute. So yeah, I got the table all set up, and I'm really liking this whole candle thing I got going. And I found those napkins, which I'm really proud about, because I remembered from childhood we did have some napkins. So yes, I'm very excited. Okay, so back in the kitchen, it's about 6 now, so I really got to start cooking. So I'm going to show you what I got. Some non-keto things for family members, and then I'll show you the keto stuff. Also, I'm going to make for you my cabbage and my grandma's green beans, which are the best green beans ever. Nobody doesn't like grandma, even me. So here we go. So when I actually went shopping on Friday, I think, I forgot to get potatoes. So the Muscles mom actually was kind enough to give me some potatoes. And then for them, I got corn. And then for everybody, I got sweet peas, and then some French style green beans. And I could have gotten fresh green beans, but I've done fresh green beans and I really can't tell the difference between the can. And growing up, we just always got the cans. Okay, like we just put butter in a bowl and put it in the microwave. So like that part's super easy to cook. And then we like to make our potatoes whipped. I'm not going to eat them, but I'm going to make them since my mom taught me how to do those. And then over here we got the cabbage, which I'm going to show you how my aunt made them for Thanksgiving. And it was super delicious, so I'm going to do that. We got some mushrooms I'm going to saute. And then here we have the bacon fat from this morning, because the muscle and I had breakfast, which was delicious. And so I saved the bacon fat. So, yep, I'm going to go ahead and start cooking now. Okay, so for my aunt's famous cabbage that she made, and I'm going to copycat, you need some bacon, and you're going to put about 4 or 5 strips in just a pan that can go in the oven. And I'm using a big pan because I'm making lots of cabbage. And you want to set your oven to bake on about 450. Okay, so then you just take your bacon out and you put it in the pan and let it cook a little bit until the fat renders off. 5, because it's bacon and it's Christmas. Okay, so that's going to go in the oven at 450 just until the fat melts off. So now while my bacon is cooking and rendering, I'm going to chop up my cabbage just into bite-sized chunks. And I know you're going to complain about my knife, but I refuse to use my nice knife on this plastic cutting board. I actually have a shun. I have 2 shuns. Oh God, this knife does suck. And as I cut, I'm just putting it into a big pan, because I'm going to wash and rinse my cabbage after it's all chopped up. Now that's actually already lots of cabbage, and I might only use about 1/4 of that one, just because I do want to have leftovers to eat during the week with my leftover ham that I'm going to have. Okay, so I actually used more of the cabbage than I thought, but like I said, I want leftovers, so I'm just going to rinse it in some water and drain it, and then I'll check on my bacon fat. Now I know potatoes aren't keto friendly and I'm not eating them, but I do have family members that will eat them. And so the way you make whipped potatoes, which are the best potatoes, now you're really supposed to skin them, you know, peel them off, but I'm not eating them and I'm being a little bit lazy because I'm running out of time, so I'm not peeling them. But you would normally peel them and then you just boil them till they're tender, drain them out, And then you add lots of butter, lots of cream, and you whip them with an electric mixer, and they become these delicious whipped potatoes, and they're the best. And if you want to add sour cream, they're even better. Okay, so now I've got some real cooking going on. So I just emptied my cans into these bowls, and it won't take 5 minutes, and that's just how we did it growing up. We just microwaved them with some butter. And when I actually opened the peas, I smelled how sweet they were, and I looked, and yeah, they have really high carbs. Actually, I think they had more carbs than the corn, so I probably won't eat any peas, even though I like peas, and they're like a green vegetable. I think I'll stay away. But I will be eating my grandma's famous green beans that I'm gonna try and replicate, and I'll show you how that cooks in just a bit. Okay, so my bacon's going, and it's rendered pretty much as I want it to go, I think. I don't know, I've never made it like this before for the cabbage. So bacon looks pretty good. Might be a little overdone, but that's okay. Okay, so not all my cabbage fit, but that's okay. I had like a handful of cabbage left. So I'm gonna leave it like that, salt, pepper, and butter. And I think cabbage is best when it's really salted. I don't know. Cabbage and broccoli are like two vegetables that just need to be really salty for me. So I can't really give it a stir, but she did say to add a cup of water. So I'm just gonna kind of like put the water all over just to kind of mix up that salt and pepper a little bit, get it down in there. And I might add some more to the top, and then I'll add my butter. So this is about a half stick of butter that I just kind of chopped up. And y'all, this is Southern cooking. It's not, you know, it's a vegetable, but it's probably not the most calorie conscious vegetables that you'll have. Welcome to the South. So now I'm just going to cover it and put it in my oven, and I'm thinking maybe 40 minutes, and it should be kind of tender with all that steam from the water, but we'll see. I'll have to check on it. Okay, now I'm finally starting Grandma's famous green beans. Now I should actually be using this pot for the potatoes, but I care more about the green beans, so I'm going to use the big pot because I got lots to make. So this is just the butter fat the bacon fat from breakfast from that we had. So I'm just going to turn on the heat kind of high, medium high, and I'm just scraping that bacon fat because it is going to make these beans so good. And pro tip, I actually broil my bacon in the morning. So, and I broil it in this foil, so that cleanup is literally just, you know, if you want to save the bacon fat, you can, but if not, you just wrap it up and you throw it away. So, cleanup's a breeze. And then you broil in foil. Ooh, that's fun. Honey, cleanup's a breeze when you broil in foil.
You need a patent pending that.
I know.
Copyrighted.
And I'm thinking I might as well just add these last 2 pieces of bacon, because really, who wants to eat just 2 pieces of bacon? So that's going in as well. And it's just going to help my beans cook a little bit. Could probably tear it off into chunks. That might work. Welcome to the South. Now, if you do not like your beans like mushy, and they're not mushy, they're not crisp, okay? I've had people have issue with non-crisp vegetables, but I just really like them. I guess you would call them overcooked, but that's the way that they are, and that's the way that they're delicious. Okay, I'm just going to turn it down to about medium heat, just so that my bacon, I don't want it to cook too quickly before I'm done opening my cans. And with the cans, you know, Grandma does her own, like she snaps them. But she's told me that I can use the cans, and that she has used the cans, and I can't really tell a difference anyway, so I'm going to use the cans. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and add the water and everything, like the juice with the beans for the first can, and then I'll see how much I have in juice-wise, and I might just drain the other ones. But carefully, carefully, because that watery and then the fat will mix and pop everywhere. So carefully mix those. Just a little bit more juice. You don't want lots of juice, because the main thing here is to cook them, but also to kind of fry them so that they get a little bit of a crispy outside. Now I'm making lots because I want to have this as a side to eat all week. It's my favorite side to make, and it's delicious, so I just want to have lots of leftovers. Okay, so I got my beans all in. Now I'm going to season liberally with salt, and my grandma adds sugar, but I'm going to use Splenda. And to start, I'm going to add 2 Splenda. There is no right way to do it, because any way you do it's going to be really delicious.
Now, you're going to want to stir the beans.
Pass the mash. Okay, so I got my beans up to a boil, and now I just turn them down on a simmer because I really, I just want that steam to go away so that I can get to frying them in the bacon pat. And like I said, I might add some butter too if I feel like they need some. But my cabbage is in. I'm gonna start mashing my potatoes. I've got my mushrooms cleaned, and so mushrooms, you know how to saute them. You just put them in some butter, and I'm gonna add some garlic salt. So that's the plan for the mushrooms, and that'll be the last thing I do besides microwaving the corn and the peas. But so yeah, pretty much everything's good to go. I just kind of gotta wait now and mash those potatoes. I'm putting the muscle to work, putting those muscles to work. I kind of feel like they're lucky that I'm making mashed potatoes anyway, since I can't eat them. So we're just mashing. I don't feel like getting out the mixer. But if you do want to make whipped potatoes, definitely lots of cream, lots of butter, and lots of whipping with the mixer. Okay, so I just tasted my beans. They're doing good. A little bit salty, so I'm going to add a little bit more Splenda because grandmas have that hint of sweetness because she has that sugar. So adding a little bit more Splenda, then I'll taste after a bit, after it melds in there a little bit. And now I've got my butter going for my mushrooms. So I've cleaned just with a dry cloth because you don't want to add water to mushrooms because they're mostly water. So just wipe them off with a dry cloth, slice them in half, and now I'm going to saute them with some garlic salt. And they'll sweat, and then they'll release all that water. So the butter should be just enough. I might have to add a little bit more, but I doubt it. So garlic salt. Okay. And I'm just going to saute them a bit. Okay, honey, so the main course is going to be the easiest thing because it's a ham. And I'm guilty of trying it while you're at work. So it's just, I don't even know the brand. I just got the biggest one. Cure Master Signature Spiral Sliced Ham Bone In. It's about 11 pounds. I've been munching on it a little bit, not too much. And I tasted it, and it's great cold. My family, we always used to go to like the Heavenly Ham place and get it cold and eat it cold. So I'm just going to eat it cold. So no prep here. All I got to do is put it on a nice pewter platter that my aunt got me. And that's all I'm going to do. So, out of the bag we go. That was easy. That's the easiest thing I've done all day. Oh, and it's got like the sugar glaze, but I do keto. I ain't doing that. Okay, so ham is delicious. I'm excited. I think the muscle's excited. You excited, honey? For ham. Okay, you don't mind that it's not hot? Is it okay?
No, I don't care.
Okay, alright. So
Cold is always fine with me, especially cold pizza.
Ooh. So ham on a pewter platter, main course, super duper easy. It was like 27 bucks. So yeah. Okay, so I just took my cabbage out of the oven, and I'll be honest, I kind of forgot about it, but it was in there for about an hour at 450, and actually, if I can get the steam, that actually looks really good to me. It's got a little bit of a crisp to it, but it's steamed, so I'm going to try a piece right now. It's going to be super duper hot. I mean, that tastes really good. I'm really excited. The pepper's good, the salt's good. I can taste the bacon and the butter. I think that's perfect. So I'm really excited. So everything's good to go. All I got to do now is just microwave the corn and the peas, and then I'm done. Okay, so they should be here like any minute because they left the airport a couple hours ago, and they're actually about 45 minutes late. So they should be here soon. So I got to pop those things in the microwave. But I'm going to leave everything like in the kitchen, like on simmer and like on the warm stove, because for Thanksgiving I like plated everything on nice platters and I moved it to the kitchen table, and like we ate 10 minutes later and it was all cold. So I'm just going to leave it in the kitchen. That's what we do at family get-togethers. We just leave it in the kitchen, so it's kind of casual. But yeah, I think everything's good to go. So I'm going to give you one last look at all the food that I made tonight in the last 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Okay, so the final roundup, I have my glorious ham, the main piece, which is delicious. I'm just going to pop those in the microwave when they get here. Let's see, we've got our mashed potatoes, which if you want to make them whipped, they're even better. Got my wine, which I'm waiting on for them to get here. I've got my sauteed mushrooms steaming on low, ready to go. I've got my cabbage. That's really hot. And then I got my beans, and yeah, that is about it. So I'm really excited. This is my plate. Lots of ham, cabbage, mushrooms, and green beans. And then I got my wine and my water. So, Merry Christmas.